How's everybody doing today?
Good.
Can y'all hear me? Yes. All right. So, I am Dr. Ezekiel Nelson. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm a little nervous, so bear with me.
It's okay.
So happy to be here. So happy. First, I want to just give honor to my Creator, to God, and to my ancestors, from whose shoulders I stand on, and just allowing me to be able to present Psyrachology to you today. Just as a little bit of background, as said, my name is Dr. Ezekiel Nelson. I am the owner, I am a medical physician and certified body worker, the owner of Heavenly Healing Psyrachology Services. I am the proud founder, creator, and developer of Psyrachology Education System, where I teach you how to heal yourself, mind, body, and spirit. We do this through a method called Transcending Mind Therapy. And this therapy teaches you the basics of know thyself. Because when you know yourself, you can heal yourself. Now, I'll be honest with you, very transparent. I wasn't going to mention what I'm about to mention because I was told, well, don't do this and don't do that, and don't talk about this and don't talk about that. But I'm be honest, after seeing and hearing what I've heard thus far, I'm gonna talk about it. Because it's, when I first got Psyrachology, and let me tell you how I got Psyrachology. I'm a very spiritual person. My background is straight church. I'm like the first, I'm the fourth generation of ministers in my church. And so, in my family. But that transitioned into more spiritual type work when I began to understand that God is so much more, Spirit is so much more, ancestors so much more. And when you hear these words, ancestors, divinities, deities, people automatically get scared because like, oh my God, that's the devil or this is whatever. But understand that all of this dwells within us. Everything is within, right? So if we are at a higher elevation or at a higher vibration within, can't we use that knowledge? Can't we use that vibration to heal our bodies as well? You know what I'm saying? We've been hearing a lot of being connected, having connectivity with source, having connectivity with spirit. And these are key aspects to being connected and being one within self. Psyrachology is a new approach to cognitive behavior and spiritual healing. I was sitting and meditating, and one of my ancestors came to me during that time. He was I call him Papa Michael, but he was my great uncle, who was a psychologist back in the 1800s. And he brought this education system to me with the words, there is no mental health or mental mindfulness designed for our people in this day and time. During the time of development, we were excluded because we weren't considered. So therefore, teach this, speak this, and let it be known that this deals with the spirit, this deals with the mind. And when you correct those two, the body follows, right? So it's an education system that will help with healing yourself, understanding to heal yourself. I believe there is a problem today, and I believe that Psyrachology can fix this problem. How? Well, what's the problem? People are unconsciously aware of who they are. This lack of awareness impacts their thought patterns, habits, and general life altogether. So using both Psyrachology and Transcending Mind Therapy, people can be able to heal and understand themselves. They can begin to know themselves and begin to take that knowledge and apply it to their lives. So I'm gonna probably skip through this whole thing to go down to the statistics, which, there we go. So statistically, there aren't any real teachings to therapists that will teach other therapists to take a spiritual approach. Psyrachology, just in my therapy, is here to answer that solution. It's just here to give that solution. We're here to teach other therapists to take the approach of understanding, as one said earlier for the panel, how to be able to tap into other cultures, spirituality, to where they can be able to help them heal themselves. Because I believe every culture should have their own psychology. Why? Because every culture has their own discipline. Every culture has their own type of way of thinking, how they do things, you know. And so therefore, if that can work, and if that can be, then why not teach it? So therefore, everybody can be healed on their level, right? So that being said, back to the, take it on back. What is psychology and where did it come from? Like I said, it was handed down to me from my ancestors. It is an education system. And within this system is a therapy construct called transcending mind therapy. This form of therapy helps one to connect to their true self and higher consciousness, because it is a bridge between psychology and higher consciousness. By teaching the basis of know thyself, because when you know yourself, you can heal yourself. This part of the construct includes modalities such as Reiki, talk therapy, frequency remote healing, intuitive counseling, and even somatic body work. So I am a Reiki master teacher, and one thing I realized is that when you do Reiki on people, let me slow down. People have their own concept of Reiki, spirituality, all of that. And my thing is, spirituality has been infiltrated. It's been turned into a fad, because now everybody does this, everybody does that. When it comes to our ancient African type of spirituality, like Ifa, and even the Haitian, you know, with the voodoo, that's been demonized. And it shouldn't be, because it is a part of life. It's a part of who we are. People don't realize that deities or energies or divinities all dwell within. How? Because there is when it comes to the Ifa tradition, we hear about what's called the Orisha. And the Orisha are forces of nature. These forces of nature are called various names, but the most popular ones are Elegba, Ogun, Oshun. These particular forces dwell within you, right? Oshun on the outside deals with the rivers and deals with the streams. On the inside, it deals with your veins. It deals with your arteries, the streams, the rivers of the body. Ogun deals with the forces of making things happen. It also deals with your heart. It's the heartbeat of the earth. It's also the heartbeat within you. Elegba deals with choices and decisions, which deals with up here. When you can make 1,000 choices, but only one decision. He's a door opener and closer. Why? Because when you make that one decision, then all the doors to that situation that you're making the choices for opens and closes. So now you have a path to go, okay, I got this option, let's go this way. And then therefore those doors close, and now you have more options. So this is how this works when it comes to spirituality. When it comes to what's called the Kemetic tree of life, as a matter of fact, let me show you. And I'm very open to questions during while I'm talking. So I don't mind, especially if it'll save time, because I don't want to go over or anything like that of sort. This diagram in this is the Kabbalah, but in the Kemetic system, it's what will be in the center will be on top. It's called and these are particular spheres. These spheres are the path that we take as we come from conception into birth, right? Now, I'm going to wrap all this up to where it makes sense. So each sphere from the top to the bottom are transitions that we go through as we're being conceived. It's developing our mind. It's developing our spirit. And so when the child is in the womb, and the parent is going through certain things. They're going through certain feelings, abuse, dramas, whatever, that child feels it. That child is going through the same type of trauma or drama because it's going in through the bloodstream, it's going in through the nutrients that the parent is taking in. Even the food that the parent is eating, the substance is helping to develop that child. And if they're eating in a certain kind of way, having a certain kind of mindset, even when they're having sex, wherever their mindset is to conceive that child, all of that is affecting that child, is affecting the makeup of that child. So when they come out, when they're born, they're carrying everything that that parent went through. So when it comes to transcending mind therapy and psychology, we go back to the beginning and we teach, okay, what happened when you was this year old, that years old? What happened when you was in the womb? How was your parents? What did they go through? And sometimes it goes to talking to the parents if they're still around, and find out what traumas they may have gone through and so forth, to be able to understand where that mindfulness of that child or that person is at. So we can take it back and then begin to treat them, begin to understand them. Then using even, once again, teaching the basics of know thyself is helping one to understand that, okay, my mind is negative because I've been told so much that I can't do something. My mind is fearful because I've been told so much I shouldn't do something. And a lot of times this starts as a child. It starts as a child, and we grew up with this. And a lot of times we forget that when we grow up, our little boys, our little girls are still there controlling our lives. They're still there in the back of our heads saying, no, don't do that. No, don't say that. And so we're trying to progress in life, but our little boy and girl is like, no. So we gotta learn to recognize when that's happening. Is it self-doubt or is it a little child keeping us from doing what we gotta do? Am I making sense?
Yes.
All right. So using the tree of life to understand how these fears are all connected to your being and how it shapes your mental and spiritual makeup is very important, because you're dealing with not only the top three deal with your spiritual power, the middle three deal with your spiritual will, and the bottom four deals with your consciousness as well as your outlook, as well as your output. Because not only is that how you develop from conception to birth, it's also how you live your life. When you have an idea, right, your spiritual power is like, okay, let's build this big castle. Yeah, we can do this, right? And we got the drive, we got the intuition on how it's gonna work, we got the spirit, like, yeah, make this happen. Your will is pretty strong, maybe a little doubtful because, you don't have enough knowledge or anything. You may not know the laws behind it, but you still got, that strong will. But then somebody told you can't do that. No, you gotta consider this, that, this, and the other, and then this whole list of stuff, So, yeah, you can't do all that. And now, it just goes downhill because now all this negativity and all these thoughts and so forth. And a lot of times when you think of something and you dwell on that, what you thought about, everything, it's like the universe brings more of it to you. And now that's all you see versus, I believe somebody said earlier, just keep going. Just keep going. Don't listen to what this one and that one says. If it's in your mind, if it's in your spirit, trust that and just do it. No matter what, just do it. And so we teach this. We teach therapists even how to be able to diagnose. Please forgive me on the lack of vocabulary. but we teach them how to work with clients to where they can be able to understand where their thought process is lacking, where their mobility, where their drive is lacking. We teach them how to do these things. And not only the therapy, we also teach the client themselves as to how to help themselves, where to come back and take responsibility for themselves. Because at one point in our lives, somewhere in our lives, we said yes. We said yes to a situation. We said yes to a mental, a trauma, we said yes to a drama. Whether it be our own doings or someone else's doing that we allow to take on their situations. Because people will love to bring you their problems, dump it on you, and then walk away feeling better. And now you're carrying it. You're like, oh shucks, why do I feel bad? Why do I feel this that way in the other one? Because I took on your crap. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we have to understand, where are we feeling these energies from, right? And so being able to do that, we can go back, we can sit, we can go through meditation, we can journal, ask these questions, ask what it is. Because if you ask yourself, you will answer yourself. People will tell you, don't talk to yourself, that's bad. No, you have all the answers. You have everything inside of you according to your path, right? If it's not your path, then ain't your answer. You know what I'm saying? It really is life. Life is simple. Life is easy. A lot of times we make it hard because we're trying to take on too much of what's not ours. You know what I'm saying? If you can't control something, then it's not yours to try to control. You gotta allow spirit, allow yourself, allow reality, whatever that looks like to you, to be able to flow. We're here to flow. We're not here to be constricted, restricted, and everything else. We are in a society of disconnection, and that is a crisis in today's time. We're disconnected from the universe. We're disconnected from nature. We're disconnected from each other. We're led to believe that I'm separate from you, I'm separate from you, and you, and you, and you. We're separate. And that's not true, because we're only just manifestations and reflections of each other. How? Because when I look out my eyes, I don't see my face. I see y'all, right? So that means everybody in here is a manifestation aspect of me. And when the only time I see myself is when I look in the mirror. And when I look in the mirror, I'm not looking at me, I'm looking at God. Because God is within. And since God is within, then why do we limit God? You know what I'm saying? What do you want to call it? God, universe, spirit? However, that's what we're looking at, because these are the windows to our within souls. And our inner power is that, and inner power is life, right? I don't necessarily like to give titles, because titles gives limitations. And one thing one of my godmothers taught me was that to define me is to confine me. I shall not be confined, I am that I am. You know what I'm saying? And we realize that I'm not calling myself the macrocosm, because I didn't create y'all, but I am a microcosm, because even the scripture says ye are gods. So if we live in that mindset, if we live in the power that we have given, we have the power, we've been given the power to do, to create, to be, then we'll stop being and we'll just be what we're supposed to do. That makes sense? So people say human beings, what do we mean? Being what? You know what I'm saying? We're to be. And so that means I'm you, and you are me, we be. You know what I'm saying? And that means that when you come to me with an issue, then I can feel you, because we're connected through energy, through feeling. Because feeling is the first language, right? Feeling is the first language from the spirit realm to our consciousness. But what happens is we translate that feeling and turn it into emotions. And emotion and feelings are two different things. And emotion is is energy and motion. So you're supposed to use emotion to push whatever it is that you are desiring to have done in your life. You say you do it with passion. You do it with that emotion. You do that with that energy. So that way, if you're looking to succeed, if you're looking to be able to heal, you're looking to be able to do whatever it is that you need to do, you say it with emotion, and you'll see it manifest. All right, so Psyrachology begins to assist their clients by teaching them that there is no problem, that they are their only problem, and they are their only solution. There's nothing outside of them. There is no one that has done anything to them. nor is there any outside force out to get them. Because we are the ones that makes the decision. Like I said, somewhere we said yes. Now, don't get me wrong. There are situations in life, especially if you're a little child, that happens. Whether it be some type of trauma, some type of abuse that has happened, that you definitely have no control over. I'm not talking about that, because we do have therapy that do address those situations, but from the time you know better up until the adult, yes, there is time we do say yes to things that causes us to go through things in life. 10 years later down the road, 5 years later down the road, the yes will manifest, right? So, am I still good with y'all? All right. So, understand your mind and spirit. Know the difference between feelings and emotions. Okay, I gotta look at that stuff. The mind is electrical and is the translator, right? The spirit is magnetic and attracts experiences. The brain is a receiver and transmitter, right? I always say the mind is the firmament. When in the scripture, when God created the heavens and the earth, and He put a firmament in there. You got the heavens, you got the earth, and you got the mind, which is the firmament in between that filters everything, that filters what is in the spirit realm into the physical realm. Feeling is the first language of communication from the spirit realm. Emotions are the vehicle when used properly to move intentions to manifest. What can a psychologist do for the everyday person who doesn't have mental or physical medical issues? So just to back up, we have a question? Okay. Just to back up a little bit, not only will psychology help people with the mental part, the mindfulness part, but it'll also help with the physical part too. People with ailments, basic ailments, or even just main ailments like cancer, diabetes, and so forth, it will help them too, because once again, it gives you the power to heal yourself. Just as a small example, when I was a couple weeks ago, I was in a hotel, and we all know this pollen is crazy, and it's just everywhere, and it's just bad for no reason. And so my sinuses were so bad, I couldn't even breathe, couldn't do anything. And I'm just laying in the bed like, oh God. And so finally, I just decided to just sit, meditate, and talk to myself. Talk to my mind, talk to my sinuses, and talk to the inflammation. And I said, look, y'all gotta go. It's time for you to clear out. It's time for you to calm down and leave me alone. I was a little bit more technical than that, but that's basically what I was saying. And in 10 minutes, it cleared up. It went away. I was breathing. I could sleep that night, and I felt great. Pain. All pain is blocked energy, right? So you understand where that blocked energy is, whether it's emotional, whether it's stress, or whether it's just somewhere in your body that's uncomfortable. And you just need to be able to just address that. A lot of times welcoming it. We do a breath technique called welcoming mindfulness. That basically is you breathe in the welcomeness, basically. In other words, if you're going through an issue and you're mad at me about something, and I know you're mad at me about something, but I'm gonna start breathing. But you ain't telling me that you're just mad. But I know you are, so I'm gonna just start breathing and welcoming that energy, that anger energy into my heart. And just welcoming and welcoming. And I was thinking, you're just gonna start getting hyper and hyper and hyper and just start going off and everything. And all of a sudden, you're like, I don't know what happened, but I feel good, thank you. And I just breathed. That's it. I just breathed and welcomed that. That right there, we can do it to others, and we can do it to ourselves. There's so much power in healing yourself. There's so much power in understanding your own mind. There's so much power in understanding your own spirit and where it comes from. What you're here to do. My learning of psyrachology, because my great uncle put me through a 9 month to a year study session. So I not only had to read certain books, but I had to live it, right? And so the same way that my Uncle taught me is how we teach others. You not only have to read, but it has to be a part of you. Because psychology, spirituality, any of that is not a fad, it's a lifestyle. And once you actually understand it's a lifestyle, then you can live it and be it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to just show off, oh well, I know whatever. I have all this knowledge, I have all that knowledge, and you hear people say, well, I'm God, and okay, what you manifesting? You know what I'm saying? And so it's like we have to understand that we're more than that. We're more than titles. We are life. We are life expressed. We are life that is empowered, and that is power. We empower each other. And that's the beautiful part about it, right? If you're feeling down, and I come to you and just give you a hug, I come to you and just speak good words, I come to you, that makes you feel good. Knowledge can't do that. Energy can. Love can. You know what I'm saying? And it is it is titled by the word love, because that's the only highest frequency that we can describe. But love is just a cap. Because one thing about love, if you turn around, is evolve, right? So instead of saying I love you, I evolve you, because we evolve each other when we help each other. So I didn't even do my whole speech. But that's okay, because I just allow, that's all you can do is just allow Spirit to just work, you know what I'm saying? And so, I will say that I do have a table in the food, and I don't know who that where we all eat.
The tower.
In the tower room. I do have a table there. I'm doing chair massages, and one thing I do want to show you real quick is we are offering classes. We're offering classes to teach therapists. We're offering opportunity to be a transcending mind therapy client as well. We also have some products and so forth that we are offering. The classes will begin October 5th, 2026 this year, and it will change your life. It will change your life because it has definitely changed mine. And I appreciate you all's time. I appreciate you all, just being here, supporting me to be able to listen.